Well, my name is Dan Murphy. I'm a lawyer in Edmonton, Alberta, and I wanted to discuss a question which comes to me daily, which is how I should select a lawyer and what type of lawyer I should select. Now, this relationship is a complicated relationship. It's one where trust is required, understanding, trust being critical because a lot of what's going to be happening in the legal forum you may not be familiar with. So you're relying on the lawyer to keep you informed and to let you know that your best interests are being taken care of. Now, the beginning, how this all starts, is you'll have an initial conversation with that lawyer. You can base a lot upon that initial conversation. Was it informative? Were they willing to provide me information that they could have charged me for, but we're not so greedy and not so busy that they couldn't take some time and say to me, listen, these are the facts of your case, this is how I would approach the case, and while I'm not comprehensive, this is an initial conversation where you get a feel for the lawyer and a feel for how they handle you as a client. You should always remember that you are the boss. You hire the lawyer, you're paying the lawyer good money, they work for you, and as a result, they need to be attentive to your needs. They need to respond to your inquiries, and no matter how ridiculous you may feel asking the question, your lawyer should never make you feel that way. They should answer the question and give you an informed view on the law, especially if they're an expert in that area of law. The other issue, which is always the question which is asked, is how much should it cost? And you should receive a retainer agreement. Okay, a retainer agreement will set out the cost. This conversation should be had with the lawyer, and to say what the average criminal lawyer costs, what the average family lawyer costs, that's an impossibility. Lawyers have different years of experience, different specialties, and their fees are dictated by these experiences and by the number of years often as to how long they've been doing it, how they should be compensated. As you'd see in any profession, as someone gets more and more experience, usually their compensation increases as well. However, what should be clear at the end of any discussion about fees or funds is what is going to be charged of you. How much money is required up front, how they're going to bill you. Is it going to be an hourly billing? If there's an hourly billing, how much is that hour going to cost? And also, this should be followed by detailed invoices when you do sign up and you start to actually accrue fees and time with the lawyer, so that you know and understand, looking at the invoice, reading your retainer agreement, that they're one and the same. There's no surprises. There should never be surprises when it comes to a lawyer and their fees. You should always be in the know, and the best way to do that is to have an upfront conversation with the lawyer, get the fees, and then get a copy of that retainer agreement. Make sure that lines up with what the lawyer told you. If it doesn't, call the lawyer back, and then also make sure your invoices line up with the retainer agreement. The retainer agreement being the foundational document. The other issue should be updates. Updates can cost you money. So, an hourly lawyer calls you and is charging you $300 an hour to tell you, I went to court today, nothing happened. You need to dictate to the lawyer, listen, I'm someone who needs updates every time you're in court, or I'm a lawyer, I want updates, less frequently to save on resources. But the updates should be thorough. They should be detailed, and if any decision is to be made, you should be given plenty of time, weeks, if not months, to make that decision before any court hearing or tribunal decision is made, or a settlement on a negotiation. It's completely necessary for the lawyer and yourself to have a relationship which is continuous and constant, and where you're updated and get to know what exactly you're owed. And then finally, when you come to the conclusion of a case and you're working at, whether it's a negotiation, a trial, a mediation, often I would say that you want a lawyer that's going to strategize with you. okay? They don't work in absence of you. They should let you know, this is the approach I'm going to take, and this is the reason I'm going to take that approach, and also listen to your feedback as to why this may not be the best approach. Remember, the case will always be yours. These facts, the life that you led, it's all yours. The lawyer takes the best notes they can, they get the best information possible, but you are the keeper of the information. So it's important that when you come to the conclusion of the relationship with the lawyer, that not only are you satisfied that they treated you fairly financially and also in doing their work, but also that they included you in the strategy which led to the conclusion of the case. Whether successful or unsuccessful, it's a lot easier to swallow if you were informed and knew how the case was going to unfold and saw it unfold that way, and whether it was successful or not. That really is, aside from the point, it's whether it was executed properly. So those are some things to think about when hiring a lawyer. I'm a criminal lawyer, but it applies to lawyers of all sorts. I've worked in other areas of law and also have other lawyers who work in different fields. These are important conversations you need to have with your lawyer, and don't be shy about calling a few lawyers before making a decision. It is a big decision. It costs a lot of money. You wouldn't, if you shop around for cars, you shop around for other items, you should do the same with lawyers. Look at the websites, look at the reviews. Google reviews are often going to let you know, what clients really thought about that lawyer's quality, not what their website says. So make phone calls, check Google reviews, and look to see if there's any other input on how they're regarded on the web. All right, that's all I can give you today in terms of how to select a lawyer and things to think about when selecting a lawyer. I hope that's helpful, and if you need anything, comment below.